You're listening to the C1D Paintball Podcast. Remember to subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, and our Discord. Hey there, it's Andrew, and you're listening to the C1D Paintball Podcast, Season 2, Episode 33, last episode of the year. We're going to wrap up just talking about the year. And it wouldn't be just me. I mean, I got a big enough mouth to talk for 2 hours, but we got my co-hosts who hold me at bay and whose opinions are always better than mine, frankly. First off, I would like to say hello to Mike.
Hey guys, good to be here. Sad it's the last one of the year, but fortunately, there's not too many days left of the year, so we're good.
Oh yeah, we got lots planned for the new year. Don't worry about that.
Yes.
We also have Connor. How you doing, Connor?
Doing good. Good. Just finally getting all my energy back and stuff. So it's good to be here.
Yeah, his 4 university exams are over.
Nice.
So, yep, his brain was on a kind of cool down for a bit, and he's back for as we talked about the last couple of podcasts, going to be a busy off season, and it wouldn't be the crew without everybody. And I'd like to welcome Jeff from his paintball lair.
Hi guys, glad to be here again.
All right. So look, I know last year when we had the wrap-up show, we had that long survey, and it was a great show. We crammed a lot there in. But I think for this year, I want to have a survey for January. Well, we'll kind of just wrap up that, and whatever we get from that survey from our regulars and those that play with us, even just occasionally, I think we can kind of integrate it in what we do next year. So if you're sitting there listening, you're saying, but what are you guys going to talk about if you're doing a year review without your survey? Well, we're going to do what we do every week, was we're going to tell stories our way, give our opinions on it, and pretty straightforward this year. I've asked all the hosts on the show, today, this morning, this evening, whenever you're listening to it, now, to let us know, their 3 highlights of the year. And I told them, well, and a story. And I forgot that this is the C1D Paintball Podcast, and basically it's just one thing leading into another story. So that's good to know. So if, you could talk a little bit about each point. Don't go on, go as long as you want, but we don't want to, we're going to end up probably selecting a lot of similar things, but I'd like to see maybe where we vary on it, and, just how you took the assignment, if you did something more personal or more something that might have been a bigger picture thing from you. And since I kept you waiting to be announced last, Jeff, why don't we hear your 3 highlights of the year, going from 3 to 1, so it's the dramatic countdown?
They're all pretty much the same. I only have really 2. Okay, hang on.
Didn't do your homework.
Mike, you go next time.
Do you want me to go first? I'll give you a demo.
Go first. I'm trying to cram.
Okay. For me,
Sorry.
third, one of the end of the year this year, the last 2 or 3 days we had people join us who hadn't played in a while. We had that guy, they were in for his bachelor party. We had these 3 walk-in days to end the year that for me were C1D, like branded. Guys came in, they bought into the goofiness. When we saw they were good, we ramped it up a little bit, but we were joking. They were joking with us. They were doing call outs. To see old faces come back and visit, and new faces and that. I don't think it's ever negative for us. We're fortunate with that. Everybody has a bad day in that. But to have 3 days like that, it was just good because one of those days was called Roots, the series of videos, and I thought like, yeah, this is Roots. This is what we're all about. Don't worry, I'm not going to talk like that for all of them. Number two is definitely Balling for Boobies, which was a great event that we found. We've got new paintball friends out of it. We've got a great new event. And I mean, we're not, if we were a baseball team, we would be single A. And if you don't know sports, there's professional, triple A, double A, then at the bottom is A. We like our community. We love our podcast. We try to do the best job as possible. But you know what? We're a small kind of player. And to go there and they're treating us so nice, and the fact that we help them in this medium that we do with the paintball and our Discord and that, it wasn't because I was happy for C1D. I was happy to help somebody out in the community because, as you guys know, that's all about me. That's what I'm all about. Sorry, it's not all about me.
It's all about me. This is all
Yeah.
about me.
Yeah, and number one, of course, would be D-Day. Each year, D-Day is just the event of the year. And this year, there were, I don't want to steal the thunder of stories or for any of you other guys, because I'm sure at least one of the 9 responses we'll get from you 3 combined might mention D-Day. But it was just, it's what it always is every year. And, it wouldn't be a year of paintball without Commando Action D-Day. So, which one of you chicken shits wants to go next now?
I'll go back in this one. Okay. Okay. What's happening is that you caught me a little bit off guard going, I was able to play a lot more this year, but I didn't have. They were all good because I got to play a lot more than I normally do. So that would be my number 3. Would be all of our regular rec days, especially when we have some of the players come back, and it was a lot of fun. Second again would be Balling for Boobies because we got to play in a totally new field and like it was a fun event, and it wasn't just about paintball. It's just you got to meet a whole bunch of different people, and I got to use a speedball marker for the first time for a full day. It gave me an understanding better of how to play with it. I still prefer MagFed. I still prefer rec ball. I just would probably go broke with the amount of paint I have to buy. But it was like you said, it was just meeting people who are like you, but who aren't. It was just we're not that different. It was just a really fun, open-hearted, good time down in the States in Troy, and of course D-Day. The Saturday was in the rain was a day on its own. That's just a whole totally its own show. As for the actual Sunday game day, even though it was soggy and muddy, it was paintball, and you couldn't ask for better weather, better temperature. There were no bugs. It was just fun. It was just raw paintball. You just went crazy at it, and we played even better together as a team, and we were noticed again. Like we when we go to D-Day, they know we're there, and we always have fun doing it. And it's like the team just doubles and triples in size by the end of the day. And when you look around, there's other people with you, and it's like they're all C1D. We're all here for the same reason, and we just drag them all in with us on every charge and every defense and every crazy run for a slapstick. And that's what it.
Well spoken, young man. Okay, I'm going to save Connor for last because I know he likes to think and consider things, and it gives him anxiety sometimes because he's sitting there. We're going to make Connor wait even longer. Mike, you're 3.
All right. I hope I don't steal. And my dog ruined my background. I hope I don't steal one of his ideas. But anyway, I'd have to say, starting from 3, 2, 1, I'd have to say me and Connor and Mikey T and Miranda went to what was it, the Mirabelle, the Tittman event.
Jay joined you too. Jay was.
Oh yeah, Jay was there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I gotta say, I mean, I just love that field. I love playing there. And Connor knows that, you know, I had a pretty crazy little day at the end of the day there. So like that sticks out to me this year for sure as one of my super fun days. I know the whole crew wasn't there. So I'm being a little selfish. Oh, you guys got your mugs. Damn it. I do too. It's just out of frame. Oh, that's cute.
It's a squirrel. It's you put the tea bag in its tail,
and it's nuts. Yeah.
and it's nuts, and it's an herbal tea that's red, so it looks like I'm literally draining the lifeblood out of this
That's
squirrel.
awesome.
Oh, it's a summer squirrel. That's why it's hanging so far
It's
down.
so low. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but
and
I'd
for
have
those
to
of you
Sorry.
those of you listening on Spotify, you might want to watch on YouTube because I'm sure you're thinking, "What the Christ is he talking about?" Okay, I apologize, but Mike.
There is no
Good.
Christ here.
I saw a squirrel and I got sidetracked.
Hey, squirrel. It's like a dog. I'd have to say that was, you know, that stuck out for me this year. It's a little selfish because, you know, like I said, all the guys weren't there, but we made it. We had a good time all together. Tight little crew. It was fun. The rest of my list obviously is just going to mimic your guys's, but they stick out so well for me. Ballin' for Boobies was just such an amazing time. Getting you guys down there, doing what we did, supporting the guys, meeting, you know, new friends, new paintball family and stuff. It's just astounding. Like one of the, it would probably make my top 3 list of my paintball career recap so far. You know what I mean? It was such a good time, like such good vibes. I won't get into it. You guys were all there. We talked. We had so many episodes about it. But yeah, that's definitely my number 2. Obviously, it just, I think, I don't know about Connor, but all 3 of our lists, D-Day's right at the top. I mean, you just, ever since I've started playing with you guys, D-Day's the, you know, the peak of the season. It's the, even though it's the start, it's like, we just go so hard. And like Jeff was saying, it was wet and it was cold. We were all soggy from Saturday, but there was so much energy coming from a Sunday, even though we were all like, you know, I slept in a tent, got like 2 hours of sleep and woke up in a puddle, and some people slept in their cars, and like, but we gave it 100% and we had the best, funnest time. And the thing that stuck out to me that day was the flag, the C1D flag, seeing it in so many people's hands, and Jeff, the epic moments that Jeff had with it, and when we were all sitting by that truck and he's waving it and we're just shooting over the truck, like screaming C1D. Like that is what stuck out for me this year, and what puts D-Day at the top of the list. We just, regardless of the weather, regardless of all the stuff we had against us, we still put just as much energy into it as we did the year before when it was 100 degrees and full of bugs and etc. So it was such a blast. But yeah, so my list similar to your guys's, but for slightly different reasons, I guess.
Damn, this might be the quickest podcast in the world. We're going to have some good storytelling time left here. Without further ado, Connor, I'm sorry because I know you studied about the last 3 weeks straight to make you like do this assignment, but I'm sure you're up to the task.
Oh yeah. So, you know, for me, it's really tough to like come up with one day in particular, especially for stuff after missing a lot. But I guess for my number 3 is that I know that a lot of these games were held during the year, but I didn't go to any of them really, except for the last game day where it was just kind of like a small group of people. And so my 3rd spot would be when we finally got to play with Ben again and his father Mike.
Yes.
It's such a good
I
time.
thought that was a really fun day where I guess up in, it was definitely after D-Day. I think it was also after the Tipman Challenge, if I remember
Yes,
the
it
timeline
was.
right. So it was lots of like crazy stuff, and it was one of the first times that we were playing at Warzone 2, I think, for the year, and it wasn't like, you know, the Jean convoy event, which I loved, but it was like the first like really relaxed time I had, and it was really like chill and stuff. And
Yeah.
since I didn't really have much of that, I guess after you guys had lots of those chill games, it was really my standout for that, especially getting to see Ben and talking to his brother at the school that they go to before then and after then, and how much he wants to play when he's old enough, almost old enough to play. So yeah, that was awesome. But that's my number 3. Then I guess for my number 2 is I would put the Tipman challenge from Mirabelle. So for that, it was just really different. It felt very nostalgic in a way, where it was one of the first big games my dad and I went to, and so to do it again was cool. But just how it felt to play, it's I'm happy with our group. Like the impact that we have when we go to D-Day. But it was nice to go back to Mirabelle and not really have much expectations.
Yeah, I get that.
And I always love playing medic and playing support roles, but kind of just knowing that, like, okay, there's no really plan. We can just play this big team and kind of just run around just killing people and know anything. It was really refreshing, but there was also, like Mike said, there was lots of epic moments in it. The second half, he was going up again the flag, and I was running up with him sort of as much as I could. And we had the stuff in the forest where there was lots of cool stuff in that day, and it felt like nostalgic in that sense that, like, that's kind of just how my dad and I used to play back in the day when we got there. Is we'd be like two like super rentals, like, we still have our own gear, but it's all like the rental equipment, like you're just getting in and stuff. So it reminds me a lot of that, where we're just kind of just doing our own thing. And I always love that, D-Day we can do so much as a team, but it was really cool to do our own thing as a little team and to get to spend so much time with Mike, Miranda, T. Mikey I only saw for a little bit, but playing as the medic, normally I don't really interact with people. I'm always running around. I'm never actually with people for like more than like 5 minutes at a time, it feels like the same person. So it was really cool to just kind of be with the same group the whole time.
Nice.
And I guess for the number 1 would be Falling for Boobies. Obviously really, really really cool cause. Even though I really didn't do very well in my midterms the week after, I'm still happy that I went.
Say that out loud.
Yeah. I'll have to reconsider next year when I have my honors thesis to be writing too, but so yeah, no, I mean, it was a lot of fun. It was a great cause. It's like the first time I've ever done something like that before, like, so it was really cool to be part of the cause and to spread awareness, to the event, but also to breast cancer itself. And it's something I think I'll always like show off, I guess. And even though we weren't like the Nasty Boys or Johnny that organized it, a whole village to organize it. It's cool is that I can talk to my friends and classmates, that think paintball's weird, and I can tell them about this thing, and it makes it, everybody can relate to, maybe it's not breast cancer, but they know somebody who's had cancer, and so they can kind of realize how cool paintball is, that we were able to do something like that. We'll be part of it. So for me, that's like an unforgettable memory from the season, but like my whole life for sure. So yeah.
Awesome. Very
well
said.
Yeah, it was, I believe we had 17 outings this year. We mentioned it a few times. We had a lot of rain. My number 3 was just about that rain day that I talk about all the time, where it was the warm rain and fog. But we never actually had a cancellation. We never had a cancellation this year. One other consideration I would thought about throwing in was Lancaster, which is always fun.
Yeah,
yes.
that was
That
the
would
tip
have
of
been
my tip of my list. Yeah.
Yeah, like if we would have done 5.
I thought my dad was going to mention it.
Yeah.
That's the one story he always tells
everybody
everybody too.
We did.
Oh yeah, yeah.
mention- I don't know if it was on the last podcast or where we were talking about it, or it was on Alpha's podcast, the last podcast.
Oh yeah,
me and
yeah.
Dad were on. We mentioned the whole story how we didn't tell. No one told Michael and Alex that you weren't coming, so we could dupe them into coming. So we weren't like a group of four. It's just
And then I split them up. Then I split them up so they wouldn't even play together.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, sad you were.
And there's another fun fact to that story too. The blood's still in the car.
Oh God.
No.
Right.
No,
It
I
is not
spilled your
washed
mother's.
out. It
I
is not
spilled your
washed out.
mother's tea, so it's just camouflage. It's just
It's,
thinned out.
bring
Yeah.
it's an
like
odd
the-
conversation when you have to go to like a detailer and be like, "Hey, can you get this blood out of my back seat?"
Yeah.
I've
That's
been
in the
there,
front
and the guy
seat.
looked at me and he's like, "Do I ask?" And I was like, "You can ask. It's nothing crazy." It's just like,
Yeah.
you can ask.
I hunt. Yeah, I hunt. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah. I
Just
hunt.
don't ask what's in the trunk. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you tell them.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I mean, we just had a good year with that. The weather was different. It was cold and rainy that Saturday you mentioned, Jeff. The Saturday before D-Day, just us screwing around on the field was an absolute blast. But the thing about D-Day, it's always Connor always drives in on the Sunday. But we're gonna have to figure out something for him. But that's the only way you can guarantee bringing the boys, right?
I mean, they could always drive themselves. It's just
Oh
it's-
wait, yeah, they're gonna get up. I mean, do you want to go? I don't know. Got strap them to the hood and drive them there. You know that, right?
Yep.
You know that.
They
Hey,
always
we're
have a good
grabbing
time
Colton
on
this
Sunday.
year too. Colton
we
had a
have to-
reason this year, but so we talked about people coming and going. Jay was one of the guys who'd played with us for years. Jay was already a member of Warzone when we got there, Connor, years ago. Played with him a lot. He came back a couple of times the end of the year. I mentioned it a few times, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention it again, that we had a couple of players that we missed. Kill Hit was out basically he was out all year because of a back injury. Now we do have, now we're sitting here, I'm thinking, yeah, I'll definitely give it the shout out for it. Pierre, who's a member of the group, he hasn't even played a game with us yet. He's been out with a knee injury, done a lot of contributions. Obviously Connor missed part of the season. We've had a lot of guys come in and out. Oh, remember we show up and Brant's there?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brant
Yeah. That was
Comes
that
out-
was a nice little surprise.
comes out from under a rock. I mean, just so many good things this year with that. And of course, the field, the home field war zone, keeps improving every year. In my opinion, and it's one of the things I was going to bring up on this podcast if we had time, and obviously we got plenty of time here, is that the current pace that they're going on the field, and the fact that behind tire ball is that wooded scrub, just desolate, not desolate. Desolate means nothing, but they just got these heavy woods with rocks and hills. It goes down to Labyrinth, which they destroyed, and down to the base. Is they have a plan, and they are clearing there. Is in 3 or 4, maybe 5 years, that whole area could be one gigantic paintball field. And I mean, just it could be a busy place. We may have to reserve our spots, is what I'm saying. There's lots of exciting stuff, and as we've mentioned it before, and I'm going to kind of let you guys run with this, is we'll be able to try different things, new game types. This year was also the year of foosball, and I got to admit, actually, I want to ask you guys about foosball, because when he brought this out, the ref brought this out, and he's like, "We're going to do this," and I thought, I don't really like football at all. It's just who gets the ball on the other side last. Nah. I played 5 or 6 games on it now with a bunch of people. With one of the funnest is when each team only had 5. We had it with a bunch of noobs one of the last times. it's just, and I know as it gets more popular, more people see it, we will be able to have Connor's foosball tournament that he organized so well. Jeff, what did you think about foosball?
I think it's crazy. I think it's fun. And it's anything that divides your attention and takes your attention off of the opponent shooting at you is always tricky. And it's sort of like you gotta and you get much more adventurous, much more risk taking when you're trying to get to the ball and either say, heck, I'm gonna try and get it. If I get hit, I get hit. If not, I get it. So it's like I like it. It's really counterintuitive to the game in a nutshell in itself. Like you're trying not to get hit, but you know you have to get that ball, and it's like, if you can get it, great. If not, we laugh.
Yeah.
Now, Connor's got an interesting perspective on it because when we started playing foosball, Connor still was still in university prepping for his exams towards the end of the year. So the first time he came out, you actually saw a couple of videos and you actually refed it and you had a couple of rules and stuff in that. So, and I mean, I probably should have saved you last for your opinion on this because you have laid out a really good tournament for it, which honestly we could do with 3 or 4 teams and it would just take a couple hours tops. But I mean, I think it's been a vibrant addition to the whole thing, the whole experience at the field. Connor, what are your thoughts about it? What are your hopes for it? Is this something you hope we dig out a game like this every year, or do you want this one refined a bit and appreciated more? No pressure.
I mean, I guess that's a good question. I think it's a lot of fun, but trying to think of like something to compare it to where it's like, imagine it's like some sort of party game you'd be playing, and there's kind of like always like a loophole to exploit it, and it kind of ruins the fun. And I feel like this can easily happen in it. Like all it takes is one guy to be a butt, and it can ruin it very easily. So that's why, like when I was there for the first time, I wanted to ref it to kind of see like some adjustments if it could be more. I don't want to say competitive, but like to get rid of that stuff. Like, so it's still fun, but there's some more rules to it to make it so it's not kind of you just kind of throw it in the no man's land and it just sticks there and it's the other team can't get it because it's in the middle of nowhere or whatever. So I think maybe like just doing a few touch ups on it would be cool. I guess one of the things I always thought you could do from the tournament is that I guess just even with the equipment there is that you give the little medic helmet or you give them a penny so that one person on your team is kind of just like the dog of the team. They can just run and get the ball. They can't throw it, but they can run up and get it. Because there's when I've seen it played where the ball's just on the floor for way too long, and it's only really thrown back and forth 3 times. So I think just getting a system so that it can actually be whatever, because it's like the whole problem with playing capture the flag on certain maps there, where it's fun, but it's 95% of the time team deathmatch. The other 5% it's capped in the first 10 seconds. So I think getting like some other rules to make it so it's not TDM where you just kind of throw it and you're just endlessly killing each other. Just incentivize the teams to move would make it like even more fun, I guess. But obviously, it's a great like foundation, so happy to try to tweak it so it can be kind of like one of our go-tos.
Mike, honestly, when I watch the foosball videos over and over again, you are incredibly active in it. Like, I think you're kind of in your element. You line up angles and you rip people apart. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, you communicate and you seem to like that game. I mean, you take things pretty. You're like that with a lot of games and that, but you just light up, and I think you become like a leader when you go out there and play that game.
Yeah,
How
I
do you
really
view it?
enjoy foosball right from the beginning. I mean, even the like the first time we played it when it was the bare rules, it was just, hey, here's a football. You got to throw it over there. If it's over there, you win. You know what I mean? It was just the first time we played it. I actually, in my head, because like Connor said, a lot of games do end up team deathmatch and stuff, and my mind goes there too. I accidentally start playing team deathmatch as well. Like, wait, what are we doing? What am I supposed to be doing? How many lives do we have? I always forget that in the heat of the moment, but for some reason with foosball, I was like locked in to like knowing, the goal. And I'm not so active as far as like I'm not the guy running to go get the ball and throw it, but I need to know where it is constantly. So I'm constantly either yelling like where's the ball, where's the ball, where's the ball, or there's the ball, there's the ball, there's the ball. Let my whole team know. But it is kind of a terrible thing to do, but yeah, I do like find these just hardcore angles and really do like camp the flag, but what or camp the ball. But what I do love about it in a whole is how it's evolved. Mostly with Connor's rules that he implements and stuff, but just us shooting the shit about the game and constantly evolving it and stuff. I love where it's at and where it's going, and where everybody's mind's at. Connor's got that sense of the faults of what could make the game turn into a team deathmatch or turn into a terrible game or something. So he's got that mindset, and I like the way it's evolving and where it's going, and I think it's going to be really polished eventually, and it's going to be like a staple. People are going to be like, I want to play foosball. Oh, we're gonna go play, this. Oh, let's play foosball. Let's play foosball. People are gonna be asking to play it. Like I know I am. But yeah, I like how we're putting a lot of effort into it to evolve it, even though we don't play it often. So
Hey,
that's neat.
here's an idea. If you have 30 seconds to touch the ball and throw it on the other side, or you give up a point. So not only at the end of the game, wherever the ball is, whichever side, that scores X amount of points. But, like let's say, oh, it's on the other side, so we get 5 points. Yeah, but you know what? We failed to return it for 4 minutes, so we lose 8 points or something. But I
Yeah, I
mean,
like
you'd
a
have to have the
point-based
referee
system.
paying
I tried
attention.
to come up with something like that when I was organizing the tournament. I felt like it didn't work. Is that because the games are going to be 5 minutes, and
Mhm.
if you didn't throw it back, I think in 45 seconds you lose instantly because it's not time. It's not point based. It's time based as to which team has more time.
Okay.
And the whole problem with that is why not just walk up to the line and just drop it so it's a millimeter over the line and it's just like, okay, you don't get it, we get a point, you lose. And so I think you have to be incentivized to throw it as far as you can rather than throwing it in the middle really close. So you have to come up with systems like that because that's one of those things that I think everybody, it's really, it's smart to think of why don't I just put it right on the line in the middle of the open?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of, it can ruin it, I guess. So
Yeah.
It
Well,
can ruin it, but it can also be like on the other side of it. I mean, obviously, there's certain things like
yeah.
that, but it's also like, okay, so now we're going from this team deathmatch mentality to playing this objective based, and so you got all these factors going in, but then somebody's like throws a stick in your in your tire or something like that, and it's like, oh shit, now the ball's like right there. Obviously it
are we,
really sucks, we might not be able to get it, but what can we do? Or, oh, there's Mike sitting at Stonehenge with this angle that he literally just took out 10 of us back to back. Like how are we gonna
yeah.
get Mike out so we can get this ball? Like it's just things like
Mhm.
that is like, it's kind of cool, because if we do get it too polished, I mean, I like the polish, but there's a point where like you can't fix every leak. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, no, I know what you mean.
Plus, we can have one-offs the way we do now with certain games,
Yeah,
like team deathmatch. Okay, kill confirm. 2 lives.
yeah,
So you do something like that. Foosball saying, you know what? Every 30 seconds you gain a point, or if you don't throw it in 45 seconds, you lose.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
even quicker, you can have speed. Speed, you got to return it within 20 seconds. And when it's on one side, somebody's counting. You can do little things like that. That reminds me, another game type that we did just the one time, material choice, right? So the first barrier you go to, if it's concrete, you can only go there. If it's a drum, you only go there. Pallets is the idea is the reboot. So if you go behind concrete and you realize you're not needed behind concrete, if you go back to your spawn, then you get to go back again. So I think that might be fun because this way you'll have guys running back and forth, and that could be
It gives you
really
options.
cool.
Chris
Yeah, it
has
gives
a
you
really
options.
good point here, but before I get into that, I kind of wanted to say something earlier to kind of stay on where we were, because you were talking about the field and Warzone, which led us into foosball and whatever. But what's your guys' favorite thing that they added this year, or implemented, or whatever, top to bottom, anything like? I guess
That's
while
true.
you think, since I fired it off because I've been thinking about it already, my favorite thing. I think is the woods section that was kind of unveiled to us during the U.S. versus Canada event. I believe was the first time I played on it, and they unveiled it, and they're like, "Oh, you're playing on this brand new field. You don't know anything about it." I believe that was the first time we played. But that whole section adds, because we played some big games, adding the 3 maps or 4 maps together this year just on our outings and stuff. So that was one of my favorite additions to the field,
Well,
the establishment
yeah,
itself.
base was changed considerably.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The second floor is fully functional on the container side. And I guess that with the woods and market's much bigger, has new spawns, and they cleaned it up. So there's lots of sight lines now that weren't there from the east west. So there were lots of changes with that. Yeah, I really, you know me, I love woods ball. I haven't played enough on that new one. I haven't played enough on it at all. I like for myself, I like the changes to market because it's the workhorse map of the field, right?
I think they
It's the
finally
workhorse map.
committed to the spawn houses being diagonal now, right? Because we
Yeah.
were,
Seems like
because
it.
even they were there before, but we were still playing like front to back. But I
Yeah.
think we're finally committing to that diagonal.
I wonder if they're gonna get rid of those. That's like the
Or
thing.
repurpose.
Is that, or just relocate them, like lift up the blocks and get rid of them, because those old spawns they're still used as little camping spots.
That's
So
where everyone
Yeah.
goes. Is like white. I still say White House, even though it's not there. I mean, a lot
Yeah.
of people don't know what we're talking about, but the people who
Back in my
do,
day, it was a White
there was
House.
a building that was there, and it
Yeah.
was at a spawn, and it was a White House, and that's what you
Yeah.
said. They're in the White House, and it hasn't been there for God knows, like the whole
2
season,
seasons.
2
Yeah.
seasons,
Yeah.
but it's still a major call out. Like it's pretty funny. I see that happen in video games too, when they like redo maps and stuff. You still use the older call outs or whatever.
yeah,
I
you
even
say
go.
or new this or old that
The
or
rest scratches their head going, what?
Yeah.
Well, it's a little island of trees there, right? Because there's roads
Yeah.
around it. I call it the White Woods
Mhm.
from the White House, which Lord knows is probably was chucked in the landfill that's underneath the terminal right now.
to get a teammate killed. They're gonna look
Yeah.
for a birch forest. Send it to hell.
Yeah, they should
No.
get rid of those original spawns. Maybe just have like the blocks like
I think
2
it's
and
you,
1
you
on
just
top.
move them somewhere in the field and you only
Yeah.
have them.
Yeah.
Increase the height of Stonehenge.
Yeah. Ooh, that could be great or horrible.
You
I
can
think
put
what
too
would be
high.
cool
Each
is that if you had like Stonehenge be like a square, which it is. Okay. Wow. That was really stupid. Okay, you keep it and maybe you make it like 3 blocks
A 3
tall.
stack.
Don't worry, we'll cut
Yeah.
that out.
But then what you
We'll
put
cut that
around
out.
it is you put little like L's at each corner, like a few feet away. So that there's like
Oh,
the big box, but then there's kind of like elbow pads. Like when you buy like a
like
a
a
piece of
cursor.
furniture and those cardboard things
Yeah, yeah.
protecting the outside of
Yeah.
the box, you
Oh,
basically
yeah,
build
yeah.
a little
Oh,
bit outside
the
so that you
buffers.
can be either on the inner
Yeah.
thing or
Buffers.
like outside a little bit more and it's less
That'd be pretty cool.
First.
Yeah.
That's a good freaking idea.
Yeah,
It's
something
just
like
one
that.
one stage, maybe
Mhm.
like lower. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. A 2 and then a 3, and then a 3 and then 2.
Oh,
Like a
like a
Things to the
castle type
field.
deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
New things to the field, Jeff.
I like Market. I only played base once with the new layup, so I couldn't really get a good feel for it. But the diagonal on Market is weird. It's fun, and it's like you have to really, you have to change all your lines. You have to. You're so used to the old ways. But then, like on the diagonal, it opens up so many more lanes, and it makes it a lot of fun. Makes it very challenging.
Yeah, if you want to get down that left side, you better skedaddle from the
Oh yeah,
I
you
guess
saw my butt moving in it.
from the like checkpoint side. If you want to
Yeah.
run down that
Okay,
left
yeah.
side, you have to skedaddle because
You have to hustle. You
You're
have to
getting
hustle.
shot at right from the beginning.
Connor, how about for you, man? What's a big change or subtle change for you?
Well, I didn't ever get to try base. I didn't ever play market diagonally. So I didn't really get to experience any of the new stuff.
Poor child.
You're so-
I'm gonna be honest though, like just playing market the normal way, like whatever north south. I didn't really like it with the changes to how the cover was, and maybe that's just because you're supposed to be playing it diagonal now. Just found it really awkward, like you're kind of just always getting shot with something sticking out. Maybe it's because you're meant to be playing that other way now. So
Yeah. They did recalibrate it.
yeah, so no, it's like they obviously they're not done. It's always like evolving. But I really like the thing that they put in the woods. I don't think it could ever work as a map on its own, obviously, but I think it's really cool for when you're doing a big game when you're connecting stuff because it's a little too open right now, and we've done it like as a map,
Yeah.
I guess, where it's really you can't do much, but just in a
Pretty much.
normal like big game thing, it makes sense to have.
Yeah, in a map sense, right now it's pretty much like find your first set of cover and
And you just stay there.
Don't
battle
move.
it
Don't
out
move.
from there. If you get a couple eliminations, maybe you're gonna move up, but otherwise it's pretty much like a sniper battle. But that's kind of what I like about it.
I know, it's
The last time we played on it, I played it with my pump, and that's when we were
Yep.
like 10 feet away from each other, and we didn't even really, I didn't know you were that close, but yeah,
I was out of air when you ran in.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like-
So that was a lot of fun. Just knowing no one's moving. So once you find somebody, you're like, all right. And me and Trent were communicating quite a bit on that, trying to let everybody
Yeah.
know where everyone was. It's good. It's a fun map. in its own.
It's like Connor said, is it a standalone map? It's the biggest connector between two fields because you get bogged there. Remember connector, the callouts in video games?
Yeah.
But when we play little big games there, of course, me, I go in the forest and I wait for people to go around because nobody goes through the forest in a little big game, which is ridiculous. Now I got more place to hide, but on the other hand, I can get picked off as well. Yeah, I was afraid that they would cut the trees down or do blah, blah, blah. But right now, just the regular barriers are fine. A drum here and there, a pallet here or there. And if they could literally every 2 weeks just get the truck out there and move them around and just make it just a new each time. So
Just like ready pallet pillboxes. Pick it up, move over here, pick it up over there.
no,
Just,
exactly. And the area towards the
6x6 by
quarry,
6.
yeah, no, it's the area by the quarry. We used to play down there more. So they've got the fire hose, which is their boundary there. It's a big fire hose. They said they're going to clean up a little bit of that. So the field, in my opinion, it's going to probably widen anywhere from about 15 to 20 feet, depending where it is along the ridge line there.
How
And
big is the drop into the quarry?
no. I think we may find out next year. I don't know how big it is, but it's a safe distance from it. It's a safe distance from it. So yeah, it's just the overall thing. And I mean, I mentioned connector. That whole thing up there, it seems so funny because we've been talking about this for 2-3 years about playing a big game there. And each step it gets closer and closer. I mean, 2 3-story buildings currently at the terminal, which is going to open next year. And rumor is there may be a third 3-story one in the absolute top corner of the field, kind of behind there. So
More stairs.
yeah, the stuff they're planning apparently, I was told, will blow my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they've got a border stop going up now, and some duck boards going up, like catwalks, and it's going to be fun. And which is And then we'll be able to do, because we're talking about our fun game types, right? We're talking about foosball. We're talking about the material type there. We just mentioned that a bit, little individual games. But, when you play a big game, it is a different strategy. When you play a mini big game. And it's funny because really C1D only gets, traditionally, we only got to do that once a year when we played a D-Day to play together or to play in a real serious state like that. And we're going to be able to do it at our own home field soon, which is awesome. So look, we've got, okay, I'm going to pull the calendar open here because I just want to see what's going on. Actually, I'll pull it up here. Pull up on the feed. We're supposed to have a show the 28th. We'll be out of the country, Connor and I. So we could have, I was thinking, do we have another show there? But as you've already heard at the beginning of the show, I said, no, this is it for the year, because we're going to start to do regular podcasts, not every week, but probably 2 out of every 3 at least. So we'll be back on January 4th. If you guys, I think, well, Connor, you're with me. I think you'll be good. And then it's the real drive to the season. And a lot of the ideas, as we talked about, I'm not sure if it was last episode. Yeah, last episode was the calendar episode. Is we're going to evolve the season before everybody's ears. So maybe you are part of C1D. Maybe you're not. Maybe you just listen to somebody like Chris, who's a very loyal listener, listens to a lot of different podcasts, has a great little field. Who might even suggest something. Poor guy's going to suggest something. He's never even played with us. A long winter to beat line. By the way, I wanted to bring up Chris's 3 things for the year, the highlights for the year. He had his in before we started ours. His highlights. We'll start with number 3. Building HQ up to be ready for rentals. If you've watched any of his videos, you'll see there he's literally helping build a field, the general's headquarters there. It's really cool. I mean, yeah, I am a paintball nerd and video junkie, but yeah, that's kind of cool how they're setting that up. It's pretty wild.
One of my favorite, not to interrupt you, but it's one of my favorites to watch. He's got a lot of cool video subjects and stuff, but it's my kind of mini dream to, build a field and stuff. So when those do pop up on my feed, it might be the first ones I click on for sure.
Now, his 1 and 2 are, if I'm reading this correctly, basically they kind of overlap. His number 1 is reffing the first rental group for General's Quarters. So the first time you get to actually play on it, see the rentals. And number 2 is running the second group by himself. So, I mean, all 3 of his, building the field, and the first couple of games, seeing the guys on it, that must have been such a great feeling of that. And you're lucky you took rentals, because old grogs like us, old veterans, might bitch about things like, it's all right, but you should have put this here. So
this bunker should have been over here. Don't you know that?
Jeez, you making this for midgets? Jesus.
My knees don't work like that anymore, Chris. Come on. I can't bend down that low.
What is this? A school for ants? Anyway, yeah.
How can they? Oh man, I can't remember it. How can they learn how to read if they can't even fit in the building? Yeah. But another good, but also negative, but might as well get it out there.
Sure.
Thing that he brought up. Let me scroll back down to it. What's the low point? Or I think I might already know Connor's. What's the low point, or something really sucky that happened this year? Something maybe that you learned from, or just that really, it's just a negative thing. I don't know. It's kind of cool. I mean, we can talk about the positives and the cool things all year. But
things I want to work. How about a middle ground? If nobody's tarring and feathering anybody, I would like a middle ground on what we need to work on.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Low point. I mean something that you're not very good at, or something like that. But the first thing that pops into my head is I had a terrible year with my equipment, because this being my 3rd year playing paintball, I had the half a season and then full last season. Then this year, I got a little overconfident with my gear and not cleaning it and taking care of it. And the first year, it was like I didn't know anything, so I was giving it to people to fix, and Nick was taking care of a lot of my stuff. Mikey was helping me out. the Warzone shop, just like everybody. And then the second year I decided to start working on my own stuff. Everything was flawless. Like we got home from paintball and we would get all the stuff out of the car, bring it into the living room, clean it all, put it back, and it was like perfect. Well, this year I'd drive to work with my paintball gear for a week before I took it out of my car. And then I would bring it inside for another 2 weeks. And sometimes I would come with just like paint stain gear and my marker still covered and my mask just gunked up. Well, anyway, it showed, for example, we went to the Mirabelle Titman Challenge and my gun like exploded on me. But, so it was a terrible thing, but that led to me doing all kinds of crazy stuff. But there was just, I had a lot of marker and, gear issues this year, even like video stuff. So I need to get back on track there. I think that would be my low point of the year, was just all the crap I had to deal with. But it's a good lesson. Don't get too comfortable with your stuff and take care of your stuff. And yeah.
Connor, are you going to shock us with your bummer of the year?
Yeah, I mean, no, I guess I missed a lot from being hurt, but I guess for something I actually can pick, you know, I wish I obviously had more time. Like I only played for like 2 months or something, so I didn't really get to play as much as I wanted to see, my paintball friends, but also my non-paintball friends that I bring for that. We normally do that in the summer, and I didn't have any of that this year.
We missed
So
you
I'm
a lot
hoping.
this year, Connor.
Thanks, but so I'm looking forward to next year to try to make up for time that I missed out on.
You know what the cool thing is, about that is, I know you're very busy with school, and this year being one of your busier ones. As far as when I, know you, you can kind of live vicariously through your dad's videos when you do have the time to watch them, because they're so detailed and he narrates them. So it's like, shit, man, I heard it was such a good week last week. I wasn't there. I had school or my foot. Pop on the video, or you even get I'm sure you can get behind the scenes stuff. You don't have to, wait like we do. So that's one positive that I guess you could pull out of that, is you get to live
No,
vicariously through your dad's
sure,
videos.
pro and a con, because then
Mhm.
I'm like, then I get jealous a little
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster of emotions, I guess. But
Well, you know what? You
Probably
played D-Day, you played Bolland, you actually went to Titman Challenge as well.
yeah,
So
those some big ones.
you hit some of the big targets on.
Trifecta.
I
Yeah, there
hit
you-
the big ones, but I missed the just the normal stuff, that textbook C1D stuff. But
Jeff.
next year,
Next year. It's going to be a good, bigger and better every year, right? Bigger and better every year. Next year, he's breaking his leg, not just his foot.
Jesus Christ.
Jeff, anything you want to build on? For myself, I'm not actually particularly good at paintball. I figured it's time I actually. What have you got? What have you got that you maybe want to work on, or are you just genuinely satisfied? It's like just one
Oh,
day.
hell no. Oh, hell no. I was very neglectful of my fitness last winter. I got time. D-Day's coming up. And oh crap, the hell. So I was disappointed with myself. I didn't get on that sooner. With a bit of cardio and a bit of weight training just to lose a few pounds and just get ready for that. D-Day took a lot out of me, that more than it should have, more than I'm used to. So I wasn't happy about that. This year I wasn't able to get organized enough to arrange the paintball day for my work for Canada. I usually do one every year with a friend of mine, but we just couldn't. It was a weird year because we had a lot of labor stuff going on. But I normally I get to get good 15, 20 people who go, and they end up coming out and playing and whatnot. And usually that's how I get a few more people involved in the sport. But I just couldn't. I didn't have the time and the I have to say, I'd have to say it's on me for not getting on myself to get a little bit more better organized to get it arranged this year. I even had like a call from Maribel going, "Are you guys going to do a paintball this year?" I said, "I don't see like the guy usually arrange it, but he's away a lot, so we're not quite sure." And so next year, this summer, I'd like to A, increase my fitness, and B, actually get more another work paintball day set up for the crew. That's about it.
Okay, well, I tried some different things this year. And I am a stickler for old things like, I love my TMC. But like this year, I tried, I did the airsoft a couple times. So, with and that, I tried that. And it was like, there were some positive and negative things with it because it is its own game. But then I got the bandolier. I like to try different things, get out of my comfort zone sometimes. And I know you guys say sometimes I do crazy things and that, but it's the same unpredictable things I kind of do. It's just me being where I shouldn't be. But like I tried the bandolier this year, and it kind of changed the way I go around and I play. I'm lighter in that. And that plays up on something as soon as you said it, Jeff, that I didn't even think of. It's like, yeah, I was not in shape for this year. At our age, we gotta make sure we do it. And you have a week where you might do it 2 or 3 times. I get on my exercise bike, which is my home office, and I feel like whatever. And then I realize, well, those are the only 3 times I did it all fucking all winter. That's not gonna help me. Yeah, I gotta be a little bit more prepared for that. Not because I'm gonna like drop dead on the field, but I just want to make sure I'm able to enjoy it longer at a higher pace in that. So
Because you know how old it will be when if the new fields will be ready by 4 or 5 years. You know where that puts us, right?
yeah, we get the
We get the
seniors
senior
discount.
discount now.
Yeah.
Dad, you keep on
More,
talking. You want to play paintball with Max, so you gotta be playing
Yeah,
at least another 11 years. So
I want to play
get in
paintball
the
with
gym,
Matt.
buddy.
Yeah.
Yes, I do get hit the gym. Just making sure you eat right. It's the conditioning. But geez, I mean, Jeff, I'm with you. Like at Bowling for Boobies, it was somebody said, "How many games you guys played?" And I said, "Well, there were 5." And I said the fifth one, a lot of guys sat off because they're half an hour long. And I go, it was hot. It was hot. You're in the
It
open,
was.
and I got to admit, I wasn't tryharding, but I knew collectively out there, the average skill level of the player was probably the most elevated I'd ever been in, maybe even surpassing D-Day, because you got all these regular speedballers that play against each other that are out there. They weren't jerks, but just knowing that you almost don't have to think like you're at a new field. Like, is my ass sticking out? At that field, you're gonna know if your ass is sticking out because somebody's gonna paint it.
Very
I mean,
quick.
Connor, watching Connor's video where he ran up and all of a sudden he turns, he's on the front line, he turns like closing in on a 90-degree angle to hit an enemy player behind him like that. And you make me jealous because you one tapped him. But it was one of these things that they were like, yeah, I mean, I was sweating like a pig there. So when it's like, who's playing the 5th game? Jeff and I had already decided, I think in the 3rd game, that the 4th was going to be it.
Yeah. But what side of the field are we on? I'll be over here.
Yeah.
But
that's
the
something-
shuttle. Where's the shuttle?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one thing on Warzone. It says we can be fancy. We got the shuttle.
No, the thing about bowling for boobies, you're right. The skills level was like insanely high, but I enjoyed it because it's like it pushed me, and it felt familiar again, like back when I first started. And it's like I'm extending balls, and I'm going, and he's trying to pepper me in, and I'm going, I'm not going anywhere. Like I'm not afraid of you, and I'm returning. Like, I have the equipment to fire right back at you and your buddy in the other corner there. And it's just like I just had to make sure to keep my corner. And it was just like, yeah, it was just adrenaline, and it's just like standing your ground and going, move up, I got it.
You
It was
were
great. It was like it was not in the least bit intimidating. Except for a little 5-year-old guy, but anyways,
Oh, those guys were good. I had one kid. I was trying to tell him what to do, and he's looking at me, and I realized this kid's
Okay,
much
Grandpa.
better than me. Yeah. Okay.
He's like, bro, I've been playing speedball for 5 years.
So I think it was the first game where you went on the woods. You were at the tree
Yeah.
because the guys were trying to go around.
Yeah.
And I felt I had a moment like D-Day where it's like, oh, good, Jeff's here. And I'm kind of just checking things out there, and it's like Jeff's locking it down. And you know, when you walk around on D-Day and you see the C1D thing and all that, the shirts and that, and
They're not
just
getting
gave me
mine. I
that
got
feeling.
this one. This one's good. We're good here.
Yeah, exactly. And I couldn't see. I couldn't. I don't know how you held that angle, and you're just, man. You had the speedball marker when you're at the bottom of the stairs there, and you could tell you used it before because it's like I could see because I was on top of that building. Wasn't it was a little higher than 2 stories,
Yeah.
let's say, because it was a
Yeah.
tall stairwell. So I could see the guy shooting in, and the ball's coming at you, being bright pink, and you're just nonchalantly, just ducking them like you should do. I dramatically flop on the ground. I ate so much dirt that day. That's why I took the bandolier off the first day because it's like, you know what? I'm gonna get down here. I'm gonna crawl sometimes. I'm gonna dive. It was really and it was all for a nice charity event. We never play for anything big in that, but still it was such a good time. See, negative turns to positive. We end up going
That's how
positive
we do
again.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, so heading into this the rest of the show, I'm not going to have I'm going to have the last word, but I'll start off kind of the last segment here. I just want to thank everybody. First of all, I want to thank the crew in here. C1D is not just the 4 people on the podcast. Never said it was. It will never be. But this corner, one thing about C1D is you don't have to come out every week. Brent almost made every single event. One of the new guys this year, Adam. Adam made a lot of events this year, as well as
Owen?
Owen.
Owen.
Yeah, because I'm thinking because Owen spells his name Oien,
Yeah.
which I don't have to spell it, so I should have remembered his name much quicker than that. So you don't have to come out every time. You don't have to listen to the podcast. You don't have to watch the videos, though I highly recommend you watch the videos. But this getaway to talk about paintball is it's a hobby of mine. I like making videos in paintball, and I love podcasts. Now I've integrated that, and everybody here on the podcast, including the people that sit up with us, Chris, Miranda sat in quite a few times. I just want to thank you guys. I want to thank anybody who's played with us this year, for us or against us. If you recognized us or whatever, I just want to thank you for coming out because if I had a great year, it's because I didn't have to face too many nitwits on the other side. And you know what? Nitwits, the worst part is when you got an idiot on your team, by the way. And remember last year, Operation Rush? We had a good time, but we had adversity because there were a lot of cheaters on the other side. Not
Catch up,
indicative to the
guy.
field, just indicative to a handful of people.
Catch
When
up.
you're talking about 8 guys, I mean, all it takes is 1 or 2 guys. 8 guys out of 150 is not a good ratio. I just want to thank everybody. Everybody, you listen to the podcast, you like something, you maybe saw that and then went out and played paintball. That would be the ultimate compliment if it made you want to play. So I just want to thank everybody and wish you all a good holiday season. If you celebrate it for whatever damn reason you do, as long as you're respectful and kind to each other. Jeff, would you like to do that or just say the check's in the mail or something else or?
No. It's again like I really enjoyed playing with this group. A great group of guys, and like not even just the team itself, but the fields and the people with the walk downs. That this, we're all here to have fun, and pretty much 99% of the time, we all do.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with that. That's all I need.
Mike.
It's been an amazing year. Super good vibes. And with Connor being out, I'm not pointing this towards him because I always feel bad when I say this. But like this year was amazing. Like all the walk-in days were just so good, just such good vibes from the beginning of the year right to the end. It was just such a good year. I love the route. that we're going and evolving, all the cool things that we're doing. It's just so much fun. I'm excited for next year. Um, yeah, I thank all the people you thank the Warzone guys, especially for putting up with us and you know, dealing with our silliness all the time. But yeah, just putting on really good field,
Yeah.
good war dogs, good pro shop, good people.
Good paint.
But everywhere, yeah, good paint. Everywhere we went this year, all the places, they were just so amazing. I remember specifically after the Mirabelle game, the owner coming up to us, and I don't know where everyone else was, but he just wanted to make sure, you know, how were the games? How was the other team? Did you have fun? If there's any, you know, tweaks or something that you want for next year, you know, just let us know, or blah blah blah. And it was just, everyone was great. It was such a good year. So excited for next year. I'm just gonna keep rambling, but yeah.
Connor, who, by the way, at Balling for Boobies, somebody did ask me, so where's Connor? And there was one time at Warzone, what was it? It said, is Connor here today? No, he's not. And they were disappointed. Like somebody had stalked you. I had my pen out. I was going to autograph their lens and that, and they wouldn't let me. So, Connor, do you want to say anything? Do you want to just say, you know, send me the check, Jeff?
Made you already.
Or you just sort of say happy holidays?
Uh-oh.
Happy Hanukkah.
No, I mean,
I think you're lagging out a bit, bud.
Yeah, he's lying.
You're lagging.
no. I am obviously. I wish I could have been.
There you
I
go.
wish
We
I
can
could
hear
have.
Do you want to come in here? Do you want to take the big boy chair for the end of the season? You want to take the big boy chair? Come take the big boy chair.
I think he's
the big
moving.
boy.
He's
You
frozen.
can't miss this one.
Oh, this is going to be funny.
Yeah, good vibes this year, Jeff.
Oh, it was like every time I was able to get out, it was just great. It was absolutely like Lancaster was a blast. It was just
What color do you want?
For as much as you said that, you know, you didn't get it out as much as you wanted
Mac
to,
died.
when I did pull in the parking lot and see you there, because obviously you guys get there before me every time, it made me feel really good, because I did get to see a lot more this year than I think than any other year. Definitely more than any other year, for sure.
Oh yeah, like this year I was able, the line that I had for work this summer was awesome. It was like the only time I couldn't go is if I had a previous engagement or the weather. Like other than that, I pretty much every time I was able to get out.
You need a different marker every time.
Yep.
Connor.
Hey.
Yeah, my laptop died. It was at 10%.
That's weird, because you're still up on my screen. So
Yeah,
that's
you're still
Yeah,
you're ghosting us, man.
There's
See
two
that
of
creepy
them.
old guy behind you.
Oh God.
Now there's two of them. But no, I mean,
Get closer to the mic.
get closer to the mic.
Was that movie where there was the two like people that there was one clone, and they tried to convince the girl with the gun which one was the real clone or not? I can't remember. It was like a
Solaris?
no, it was like a late '80s, early '90s movie or something. Sorry,
With Clooney?
I can't
Sorry, Connor. Go ahead.
Sorry, Connor. Yeah, I got a little sidetracked there.
Guys, we're signing off here.
Yeah.
It's like winter vacation's about to start, so
This is
let Connor
content.
talk
This is-
so we can get the hell out of here.
content.
Get our like snow pants out and make, I don't know, snow angels.
All right,
Yeah.
Connor.
Want to show my driveway?
I want to show you drive. I know. I'm good. But you know, just happy with everything that happened for the group. You know, staying to our values, and you know, getting some new guys that we know are good people, good players. You know, I'm happy for my time off too, that I got to do so much thinking about it, and coming up with stuff for next year to do. So just really looking forward to when next season starts.
Very nice.
Okay.
Very nice.
So I tell you what,
Mic drop. Drop the
everybody
headset.
listening, whether you're listening. Okay. So if you're listening on Spotify, if you're listening on Facebook, if you're listening on YouTube, and we're just all over the place. I want to thank you. I hope you had. It was an interesting year. Let me tell you one thing, and we won't sidetrack with this. Without paintball, I don't know if I'd be. I would be above the ground this year because it was a hell of a year. Paintball was one of the best parts of it because of the people. So go out there, have fun, have a great holiday season. Remember, at the end of the day, it is just a game.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to like us, rate us, and tell everybody about us. Thanks for listening.